Welcome back to another deep dive with Colin. Today we are going to be talking about direct-to-film transfers and prepping your art. When it comes to creating art for DTF transfers, everything ends up going to the DTF printer as a PNG file. That means that we will want to do a couple of things to ensure that we get the best quality file sent to that printer. When it comes to Illustrator, we are looking at a couple of things. The first thing we want to look for is see if there's any issues with the colors in the design itself. Simply, are there RGB colors in there? And do we see some dramatic color shift when we convert to CMYK? Very easy to do. If you're an Illustrator, you're going to go up under File, Document Color Mode, and convert from RGB to CMYK and just observe the colors in the design. If you see color shift, select those colors and do your best to bring that back into a printable, usable color space. As an example of what can happen with an RGB color shift, we're going to switch to RGB. I'm going to grab a shape tool, simply create a shape, and then I'm going to fill that with an RGB color. So I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to double check where that color is, and let's maximize those RGB values. So while this color says magenta, I'm creating an RGB magenta shade. I'm going to click OK, and then we're going to go and convert back again to CMYK color and take a look at the color shift. Quite a bit of color shift. So obviously we would need to go back and talk to our customer and say, hey, some of those colors you got in your design, they're not going to translate. Let's work together to find colors that you're happy with. The next one is more of an understanding about DTF transfers is that the more solid the image is, the stiffer it's going to feel on the garment. If you have a design with more hinges to it, it's going to feel better. The shirt is going to flex with it more. And in the images that I have here, a couple of really good examples are these adorable little kitten images. This is all solid in here. There is no knockout to shirt. The only point where I have any flexibility is in these little halftone fades. So if I was to transfer this onto a shirt, anything larger than like a 3-inch tall, maybe 3.5-inch tall design, it's going to feel a little stiff. If you put that on the center of a shirt, you're going to feel a little bit of a patch. Comparatively, we have this football design. All the gray in this design is the background. So when you're looking at this one, you have a lot of open space. That design, when transferred and put on a shirt, is going to actually feel pretty good. It's not going to feel like the big patch. And as the last example, I have this little sporty design. Again, this is about the size of a left chest or a sleeve print. If this was solid, it would have some substance on the skin. It wouldn't be as big a deal, but with these little sport knockouts, we can get a little bit more flexibility in there. Again, it's not a whole lot. It's not like having these big empty spaces, but it's a little bit and it does help. After that, we want to look at designs that have fades. Anything that is designed to go to the shirt color, as we would say in screen printing. And this is what I'm talking about here. Anything that has a fade or a glow that goes dark like this. We can't print fades like this. We need to find a way to convert this into a little halftone pattern like this. And here's what it ends up looking like after we go through that process. So these are the three main things that we want to think about when we are dealing with or handling any art for the direct-to-film process. Thin designs, not everything, can be knocked out. Not everything can be made thinner. Specifically, these adorable little cupcakes over here. I don't have any good spots to really knock out to shirt color. Maybe this little triangle here in the background, these little spaces here. But overall, that's not enough for these guys to actually feel softer, more like a screen print on a t-shirt. We already went over the football design. Now, on this one of the things that we could do is knock out colors for specific shirt colors. Let's say we're going on a black garment. We can select the black if that's in here. Select same fill color. And we can remove it. So if we are going on a black t-shirt, it's going to look like it has black printed. But because every spot that there was black is now t-shirt, this is going to flex and move so much better. Going to go backwards in history. Bring that back in. Excellent. So doing your best to breaking up a design, making it so that it flexes and moves with the t-shirt, with the body, is going to do nothing but help you and help your customer enjoy your direct-to-film transfer that much more. Now, as a little bonus content, we are going to show you how to create these little halftones here that we've been playing with. So I'm going to grab my circle tool. Let's make an actual circle. I'm going to go ahead and fill that. Circular blend. Now, when we're dealing with this, we want to work, it's easier to work with black as the fade, just to give us a better visual. Just going to mess around a little bit, move that around. Okay, so now we're going to go up, grab that black arrow tool, going to grab this, and we're going to go up under Effect, Pixelate, and Color Halftone. Now, in this window, we want to do two things. The channel 1, 2, 3, and 4, this relates to the CMYK colors. And this is the angle that you're going to see in this design. If these are all different angles, then you're going to see rosettes. If we have these all at one angle, then all the dots are going to align, and we're going to see this. This one over here was done at a 45 LPI. The radius, I don't have a good number to tell you what this relates to for LPI, but the higher the number, the bigger the dots. The lower the number, the smaller the dots. Right now, I like this number 20, so I'm going to click OK. Wait for it to process. And there's those halftone dots. Now, one of the things you're noticing is that the black is not solid black. So what I need to do is go over here and grab a spot color black. Drop that in. There we go. Now I have a solid black. So I'm going to take white and I'm going to drop this in over here, just as a way to get rid of the yellow that we were seeing. And you can see this is not a perfect halftone representation. You know, this one over here is a little better, but we've got these weird diamonds shapes that are going, but this is a simple way within Illustrator to create this. Now I'm going to pull this side in a little bit, and you can see how we're getting that oval effect. I'm going to click off of it. There we go. It processed and it's back. Now in this, I actually want to collapse that a little bit. That's not too bad. Let's get this out just a little bit more. Watch that change a little more. That'll work. So let's go ahead and take this. We're going to now object rasterize. Click grayscale. White background is great. Click OK. We're going to go up here to image trace, or here in the window. What I want to do is I want to look at advanced, more paths, more of this, less noise. In this case, I can ignore white, so it won't actually pull together white. Let's click preview. There we go. And expand. There we go. Let's go ahead and give this a different color. And we have ourselves a fade. Take this little cute guy, copy, paste. Drop him in there. There we go. Well, let's actually get a slightly different color out of him. Let's make it that darker color. And there we go. We got a little quick fade. Now, of course, I can spend some more time getting that dialed in a little more. Well, not a problem, but that's how you do a quick halftone fade. You do need to take whatever is fading and convert that, or you need to rasterize it so that you can then convert it to pixelate, and then you'll be off and running. So that's a quick breakdown of taking a look at your vector art for creating a good workable piece of art when you send it off for direct-to-film transfers. Like and subscribe if you like this. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Trust me, I know you guys are going to have a million questions when it comes to prepping art for direct-to-film transfers. Throw them in there. If you have a chance, link to a piece of art so I can take a look at it, and we'll have a greater discussion. In our next video, we're going to talk about what you can do in Photoshop to adjust and play with art in comparison to a vector program, and how those two could play together to create different effects that you want. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.